Hi, Mitch Bailey here. I want to tell you a quick story before we get to the video here in just a second. Years ago, I had a guy that worked for us. Don was his name, and he went out to a service call for a lady that had an 8-year-old unit was tripping the breaker. So he goes out, tightens up all the electrical connections, checks everything, can't find anything wrong. So he leaves. Breaker trips the next day. So he goes out, resets it, tightens up the electrical connections. Everything seems fine. Leaves, trips the breaker again the next day. He comes out, and so she says, I think you don't know what you're doing. And he got all upset because he'd been doing this for 10, 15 years. And he got right in her face, and he says, well, you know what? He says, this unit is rated for a max size 40, and it's got a 30 amp breaker on it, and it's got 10 gauge wire, and if I put a 40 amp breaker on it, it's going to burn your house down. And she just looked and she was like, oh my God. And he goes, whoever put that unit in screwed up. They didn't know what the hell they were doing. She goes, it was your boss, Mitch, put it in. So back then when I did that job, the minimum ampacity on this unit was 30. Maximum was 40. She had 10 gauge wire. I didn't want to change her wire out. And yes, I couldn't take it to a bigger breaker. So I left it the minimum breaker on it because it was 10 gauge wire. It could not go to a bigger breaker without risking that she might have some problems with it, like it could overheat the wire. Well, anyhow, ran 8 years with no problems. And so she called me. She's so upset. She said, I'm going to burn down your house. Your guy said you didn't know what the hell you were doing. So I asked my guy, did you think that it might be getting a little hard to start because it ran 8 years with no problems? And as he's extricating his foot out of his mouth, I told the lady, I said, look, I'm going to just give you a start kit because it needs a start kit. Put a start kit in, and to this day, I think it's still running. Maybe not. We've probably changed it out since then. But yes, here's a little piece of advice. Don't throw your company under the bus, because if you don't know who put it in, don't start bad-mouthing the other company. And this should be a solid rule for anybody in this business, because in this instance, there was nothing wrong with the system. It was just getting hard to start, and a start kit took care of it. Well, now onto the video real quick, and it's a job in Turlock that's tripping the breaker. So please watch it, and if you like it, please like and subscribe, and hope to see you in the next video, because I'm not going to outclose that one. Thanks for watching. Welcome everybody. It's Mitch Bailey here. We're on my way to Turlock for a house. It's 101 degrees outside. The customer had a unit's been tripping the breaker. He's reset it twice. Did it again this morning. So we're going to see if it got any loose connections, and then we're going to see what the inrush current is. Maybe it might need a start kit also.
Your little test, I would shut it off and they would turn off.
So the fan shut off? So the fan shutting off, in case we know that's not the problem. All right, let's go take a look-see here. We know this thing's tripping the breaker. And you say you tightened those electric connections yet here or not?
Yeah.
Were they loose?
Just a little bit.
Okay, so
the panel back on.
So you tightened the electric connections here, and they're a little loose, you say? It's AC unit, and
16 and 18.
16 and 18.
16 and 18, 50 amp.
It's a 50 amp breaker, okay, tied together. All right, let's go read the inrush current. So your meter, let's see how it reads inrush real quick. What's the unit rated for? Let's see. Okay, so you got amps. So this one reads inrush. Where do you get your inrush? You get your button for it right there, inrush. Okay, and that'll give the inrush. All right.
Which is LRA 141.
Yeah, so front run load amps 141. So let's go ahead and clip on it. We just want to get the total, so we're just going to do total right there. So we're going to do the total. Hold that up for me. We're going to turn it off. Go ahead, pull it. Let it set for a second. And we're going to do the inrush. See if we need to put a start kit on it. 141
Is LRA.
is our RLA, yeah. Okay, go ahead. What was our inrush? I don't like yours. Go get my meter.
Okay.
Hold that.
Yeah, I want to see how it's.
A few moments later.
All right, so let's see what our amps are. Okay, go ahead and pull the meter. So it's running at 25. So let's do inrush. Okay, inrush.
It's on inrush.
Okay. Now go ahead and plug her in.
157.
157. So it's not running too bad. But 157 on a 50 amp breaker. What's the maximum fuse size on
60?
this? Let's pull that up again. So maximum fuse size is 60 amp. It's currently got a 50 on it. Cheaper thing to do would put a breaker in it. Put a 60 amp breaker on it because if it's tripping the breaker. Putting a start kit on it wouldn't hurt, but we'll have to ask if he wants to do it. Start kit's going to be $400. Breaker's going to be 100 something bucks, you know, install. So we'll see what he wants to do. Let's go talk to him. So, do you unclip my meter?
Okay.
Grab my meter. Don't turn it off. Just bring it. We'll go talk to him. Yeah, so this is a 50 amp breaker. So a 50 amp breaker, we can change this to a 60. The wire gauge will handle it, no problem. And it might stop will stop from tripping. So let's see what you got here. So we'll go show him. Okay, go bring the panel with you.
Okay.
And I know he does, but here, just go tell him. I don't know if he's got that locked or not. Yeah, go tell him. Say, come out for a second. We'll talk to him. Okay.
Yeah.
We'll give him a heads up what we need to do. Okay. He'll bring him out. Yeah. So we'll show him what it's got to do.
So if RLA is 140 something, and it's reading 157. That's above it, so that's
158. So it wouldn't hurt to put it on there because it's running over it, but it's not huge over,
Okay.
and it's not going to kill it. So what would I do? I would probably best bet on this just change the breaker. I hope you get your makeup on, boss.
I'm your number one subscriber to your YouTube channel.
Okay,
so.
good.
Mitch is
So-
my wife, Tanya. Tanya, Mitch.
Tanya, pleasure to meet you. Hi.
Oh my gosh, I'm not on.
That's okay. I can edit you out, no problem. All right, so here's the issue right here. So right here, you've got on this right here, our inrush current was 157. Show them the panel here. So the running load amps on that unit is 141. So you're running over that.
Okay.
However, show them the maximum fuse size.
60.
It's a 60. Maximum fuse size on this breaker, or the breaker you have currently,
50?
it's a 50 amp breaker. So if we change it to a 60, it should stop the tripping of the breaker.
All right.
So that's a lot cheaper than a start kit.
Okay.
However, a start kit wouldn't hurt it because it would bring that down, that inrusher current, make the unit last a little longer. Kind of up to you guys what you want to do.
So my question is, why did this happen of all days yesterday? Just because it was so hot?
It's just hot and there's more load on it and everything.
Gotcha.
Yeah. So
Running a full capacity.
yeah.
I
So
would like to go with the.
breaker's cheaper thing to do.
Yes.
Yeah, I understand. So you can always put the start kit on it later. So
If
that
it continues.
yeah, if you continue. So it's
And did you happen to show them the quick fix that was in the unit over there?
Oh
from
yeah, did you
a
see
few years
those?
ago?
all the breaker, all the
The in series.
Yeah,
Or
the-
the parallel capacitors.
yeah. I saw all that. Where there. They somebody decided that we have all these capacitors. They didn't have the right size capacitor. So you got the model and serial number of the equipment. What we can do is we can look up the right size capacitor, see if he wants to get that. That's not going to hurt nothing. There's nothing wrong with doing that.
Like 6-7 years running like
Yeah,
that.
it's not going to hurt none. It's just put the right capacitor is probably the better cut. So
Oh,
if,
you mean these things?
yeah,
those little batteries.
these little what these things do is they provide they they shift the sine wave because the voltage, the current always lags the voltage, and that makes the motor inefficient. So it shifts it back, and that makes it work better. So so the energy and stuff. But if we put a 60 amp breaker on it, we'll get a breaker for it, stick that on, and that'll be the cheapest option for you guys to go with. Hopefully you get a while because this thing's getting old.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so at some point in time it's going to go out completely.
2006.
Yeah, heavy use.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Well, thanks for coming out. Thank you guys.
A new system for this house is going to be in between 12 and 18,000.
But if you watch his videos and saw the rebates that he tells you about,
Well, after rebates, it works out to probably about with TID here, maybe 14 grand, 13 grand for the higher efficiency.
And that thing up there?
Yeah, everything would be replaced. Yeah,
Whole thing?
yeah.
Just electrical.
All the pipes too? No, not the pipes.
No, just the pipe should be good. Shouldn't have
So
to be
is the
anything.
unit.
Yeah, it works okay when it works, right?
Yeah.
And you have 2 thermostats, so you have zoning.
Zoning.
It's Butler, right? You been in the attic yet?
It's yeah.
Yeah, it's Butler zoning, so it's not bad zoning, it's not great zoning. So, but yeah, I'd give you a quote to change all that out too if you want. So,
Yeah, give it to him.
okay.
Gotta give him some of this drive.
All right. Okay, I just wanted to tell you, so we'll get the breaker for it.
thank you guys.
157 on the inrush. Huh? He was got to get another guy to another job site, so.
We'll grab some water down the refrigerator, all right?
Yeah.
Yeah, thanks, boss.